Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to talk getting started with Warhammer 40,000 boarding actions, a brand new way to play Warhammer 40k on Space Hulks, space ships, or indeed in the deep underhive of Necromunda, or wherever you really want to that sort of suits the mode of play. Now in this video, we're going to take a look at the Space Wolves, one of the many different chapters of the Adeptus Astartes, the Space Marines, and we're going to take a look at how you muster a boarding patrol that is special for the Space Wolves before looking at some rules adaptations for them as well. Now, in this video, we're then going to take a look at a couple of units we recommend to get started with for the faction before looking at some other units we can use to expand upon after those initial purchases. We will finally finish off the video with a little sample army list of 500 points, which is the standard size for boarding actions for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Space Wolves army in Warhammer 40k for boarding actions. Now, mustering a boarding patrol. This first one, all chapter model units in your boarding patrol must be from the same chapter. This is standard, doesn't matter what faction you're playing, you only play with one sub-faction in boarding actions. Now, you can include one fast attack unit in the Space Wolf unit. However, that unit must be an assault squad that does not have jump packs, or it must be a unit of Fenrisian Wolves, but it can only have a starting strength of 5 models, and additional models cannot be added to the Fenrisian Wolf models units. Now, normally in boarding actions, you only get the choice of taking 0 to 1 HQ, 0 to 3 elites, and 0 to 3 troops, so being able to take another slot is pretty cool. You also can take a heavy support squad if you want, but that unit must be a Hellblaster or Eradicator squad unit. You don't get both, you can take one or the other. You get one slot for one of those types of units. If it is a Hellblaster squad that you choose, you can have a starting strength of 5 models, and additional models cannot be added to the unit, much in the same way as your Fenrisian Wolves. If you wish to include company veterans in your charge, then you must have a company captain as well, and that models units must have a starting squad of 5. You can only include servitors if you include a tech marine, and then rules adaptation wise, combat squad rules do not apply. However, you use the boarding squad rules, which is very similar to your combat squads. Models with the outflank ability will lose this ability for the battle, and Fenrisian Wolves cannot perform any actions. Now, looking to where to get started, the Wolfguard Battle Leader I think is a really fun unit to bring to the table. Worth noting, if you're looking for a Terminator variant of the Wolfguard Battle Leader, you can go grab the Deathwatch Terminator Captain. He'll make a great stand-in, or indeed grab a Wolfguard Terminators box and take one of them out of that. But Wolfguard Battle Leaders, these are sort of captain level-ish fighters for your Space Marines. You have the company heroes, where if your army's battle force, and for each lieutenant unit in detachment, a second lieutenant can be included. So these are, lieutenant captains. It's a bit weird with how Space will sort of work. Tactical precision, though, allows them to give out reroll 1s to wound to all friendly models within 6 inch and that have line of sight, remembering that auras must have line of sight. And if you choose to put him in Terminator armor, he's going to get that 5-up invuln from the Crux Terminatus. Got a variety of different weapon options, from power swords, lightning claws, and a couple of different shooting weapons, storm bolters in there as well. And you can also have the Thunderhammer Storm Shield if you want to as well. Now, to go alongside with this Wolfguard Battle Leader in Terminator armor, why not look at some Wolfguard Terminators? Wolfguard Terminators are, basically Terminators. They've got a nice variety of different combat weapons, and pretty much what they do is your standard Marine sort of 2 Terminator squads with the Assault Terminators, and in the regular Terminator squads, you can choose to mix and match. So you can have a bit of combat, a bit of shooting, you get heavy weapon along with your combat weapons in this as well, which is really cool. A nice mix of different units. They've got the 5-up invuln thanks to that Crux Terminatus. They've got, the 2-up base save. This is a really nice unit. You can go all out and make some really interesting looking miniatures. Probably the big thing here, other than regular Terminators, is you can have the different power weapons on the squads as well. If we're looking at where to go next, though, the Space Marines basic tactic squads are sort of replaced when you play Space Wolves if you're going down the old Marines, the firstborn ranks, and so you could go with something like Grey Hunters. I think these are a really interesting unit. They can have a variety of different weapons, from just a regular plasma pistol in addition to special weapons in the squad, some power weapons in there as well, chainswords as options. You can also have the Wolfguard Battle Leaders in there as well, in addition to your Grey Hunter Pack Leader. Now, you can have Wolf Standards, which will give you, each time you roll an advanced or charge roll, you can reroll any dice rolls of 1, which are really good for units that generally want to be getting in combat, and you can really tool these out for combat. Now, if we are going to go maybe for the other unit, that is the Troops choice, that is the Blood Claws. These are sort of, I guess, untested Space Wolf Firstborn Marines. Now, Blood Claws have a couple of additional rules, like their Headstrong ability, where if this unit does not contain a Wolfguard model, each time it declares a charge, you must select the closest eligible unit. And the Berserk charge, where if this unit is either Headless Unleashed Chapter Tactic, or it has the Inheritors of the Primarch Successor Chapter Tactic, then each time it fights, if it made a charge move, then until the fight is resolved, you add one to their attack, so they can get a bunch of extra attacks in there. They have a variety of different weapons, very similar to your Grey Hunters. Now, if we're looking for a unit that's really, I think, going to come into its own inside the boarding actions, that is the Wolfen. These are sort of mutated, cursed Space Marines. Now, the Wolfen have a variety of different options that they can take for them. They can choose to take their Wolfen Claws, which are -1 AP damage 1 strength user. But you can upgrade these to Frost Claws to get +1 strength, -2 AP damage 1, and the ability to reroll some wounds. You can equip the whole unit with Stormfrag auto launchers, which are an Assault D3 strength 4, no AP damage 1 blast weapon. You can also take Great Frost Axes and Thunder Hammers in there as well. The Death Frenzy, each time the model in this unit is destroyed and it's not fallen in that phase, you can make attacks before they're removed. The Wolf and Howl will allow you to get reroll charges around them. And the Savage Killer's ability will, each time this unit makes an attack for a model in this unit, if your army benefits from combat doctrines, the Assault Doctrine is being treated as active for your army for that attack. In addition, this unit is always treated as making a charge move for the purposes of the Shock Assault ability. The only downside to your Wolfen is that they can't do any actions, so you will need to take some other units in concert with them. Fenrisian Wolves are the other units that's sort of special to Space Wolves in boarding actions. They can't perform any actions as we mentioned, but they do provide with a nice, cheap, fast-moving unit down the corridors of the Space Hulks you're going to be playing in. Now, Fenrisian Wolves, for me, they're, okay. They're going to provide a little bit of fight with strength and toughness for 2 attacks each, weapon skill 3+, the pack mentality, while this unit contains 5 or more models, get +1 leadership, and the Swift Hunters rule as well, where this unit is eligible to declare a charge even if it advanced as well. So they can provide a little bit of extra maneuverability in the corridors. And so here we have our sample army list for the boarding actions. Now, obviously, Space Wolves, 499 points at the current points value in the new points that have come out, and 28 power level, so slightly above that 25 average we're going to see at 500 points. Now, we've got a Wolfguard Battle Leader in Terminator armor who's rocking a Storm Shield and Thunder Hammer. He's our Warlord, and he's got the boarding action enhancement Expert Breacher. This is really cool. This allows him to complete the open hatch, or open, breach or whatever, freely at the start of the movement phase, allowing him and friends to move through. Though it still can be blocked by units on the other side, it does allow you to jump through all the different gateways on the table freely and start shooting through the other sides. Now, troops-wise, we've got a squad of Grey Hunters with a Wolfguard Terminator Pack Leader in there as well. They've got a variety of different upgrades, from a Wolf Standard Plasma Pistol, a Flamer in the unit as well, and a Power Axe there on the Grey Hunter Pack Leader. Elites-wise, Wolfguard Terminators are rocking out with a Cyclone Missile Launcher, a bunch of Power Fists in the unit, and a Power Sword in there on the Wolfguard Terminator Pack Leader, giving us a really solid combat unit to go fight with. Lastly, we have the Wolfen as well. These are just going to be absolute murder pieces. We're going to have the Wolfen Frost Claws and the Pack Leader, and then we've got the Wolfen Great Frost Axe, and we've got the Storm Shield Thunder Hammer, along with another Wolfen Frost Claws as well. So, a really cool bunch of different models for us to have. Now, if you've been playing with Space Wolves, let us know what units you're interested in taking in your boarding actions. I'd love to hear from everyone down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server which is linked down in the video's description. Also, down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel via Patreon and YouTube members, or by grabbing some merch from either Ko-fi or Teespring. All of these are the best ways to help support the channel, and it means the world to us that people do choose to help support us. Now, as a special thank you to everyone who supports the channel via Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Kevin Bowman, Iron Grinch, and Nuffs. And to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, James South, Dave Crozier, Dylan Areno, and James Tillman. And lastly, a special thank you to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel. You can see here, and indeed pick up the stickers of the amazing artwork or the amazing artwork on our merch as well if you want to. But thank you once again, everyone, and a special thanks as well to everyone who helps support the channel and to all those who come and help with the channel, be the people that come and do battle reports or indeed those that are managing our Discord server. Thank you all once again, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.